Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra, with me Shail Bhatnagar, and this is Market Today, a show where we'll help you understand the closing action on the D Street. Well, the Nifty is still holding on to that 24,000 mark, so that's a bit of a positive again for the second day in a row. It's the Nifty Bank that has started to see profits being shaved off from the high points. So 325 points of a loss for the Nifty Bank right now, almost a 0.6% of a cut. 52,500 is what we can see on the Nifty Bank. Sectorally, largely most of the sectors are still holding up into the green. Now, barring the Nifty Bank overall, financial services and private banks, that's dipped and therefore dragged the overall banking index. But the oil and gas space, that's definitely driving the show today, 2% higher. PSU banks are rallying up and about over 1%. Pharma space, the broader markets and the realty space, they seem to be in quiet action right now. When we look at the heavyweight counters supporting the Nifty, it's Reliance Industries that's purely, rallying in trade by about 2.5% to 3% now. 3150 record high levels for Reliance Industries continue, and that's the one that is supporting the overall Nifty move. Dr. Reddy's, ONGC, Tata Motors, Hero Moto remain the other top movers on the Nifty right now. Good afternoon, Shail.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and Sakshi. It's a very, very pleasant market to be in, although, Nifty is almost resting. It's the first day of July's FNO expiry and the last day of what has been a fantastic month as far as equities are concerned. So absolutely flat on the Nifty, 24,054. I am only hoping that the close is above 24,000 for two reasons. We get a very nice weekly candle, 5 दिन, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, ऊपर, close above 24,000, half year close above 24,000, calendar 2024, और वैसे भी हम 24 में हैं. So, a lot of things are sort of working out very well. But, despite all this and hopes and expectations are all that we can have, there is a bit of a red tick on the Nifty Bank. It is giving us a sign, Sakshi, that smart guys are booking out profit and they are using Reliance, they are using Bharti, they are using a bit of IT to keep the Nifty above a certain level so that people might continue buying. But the smart ones have already started to book profit, and that's fairly evident on the way the bank Nifty is moving. But it's a very, very heavy volume day today. CDSL up 16%. This is the second most active traded counter on the National Stock Exchange. It is even ahead of Reliance, which itself is showing a very strong surge in volume. So almost 4,000 crores on CDSL as of now. The company will be announcing a stock split shortly, and this has attracted a whole host of traders to come back into it. Record high here. And you have Polycab, where we had a huge block deal, 2 percentage point equity changing hands early morning. That has about 5,600 crores worth of transactions done. Fine shape as far as Reliance and Indus Towers are concerned from the telecom side. Profit booking in Bharti, Airtel and Idea. Strength coming into Tata Motors. Strong volumes here, 1,800 crores. And of course, in terms of all-time highs as far as Nifty 500 are concerned, you have some usual suspects like Praj Industries, 730, up about 7.5%. Some newer names such as JSW Infra, completely news driven, 328. They've purchased a controlling stake in a smaller logistics firm called Navkar Corp. LIC Housing Finance, Canfin Homes, Dixon Technologies are some of the names that are doing pretty well in the market. What else are you watching?
Well, of course, a whole host of stocks. Tire stocks are a buzz. Seat, JK Tire, these are the stocks that are buzzing. Apollo Tires, even some holding companies like Bombay Burma is up and about sharply. Chola Finance is doing very well in trade today. These are some of the counters that are actually buzzing beyond those which we are seeing, as highlights in front of us. So definitely the entire pocket of Pharma space seems to be in thick action after Dr. Reddy's big move has come in. We also have our guest with us. Nilesh Jain is now with us, AVP Technical Research from Centrum Broking. So let's go across to really find out where exactly is he keeping his focus. Warm welcome, Nilesh, and thank you so much for taking the time out. Hope you are refreshed and after that holiday that you took, and monsoons are greeting you. Do tell us what exactly are you looking at as the markets greet you with all-time high levels and 24,000 now?
Thank you so much, Sakshi, for that. First of all, good afternoon to you. Good afternoon, Shailin sir. So overall, looking at the run-up that we have seen in last 4-5 consecutive sessions now, I completely agree what Shailin just said. If at all we closes above 24,000, that will be a good positive close on a weekly closing basis. And looking at the derivative data, I think Nifty is likely to close above 24,000. And the volatility index in the weeks has cooled off further below 14 levels. So that is certainly giving more comfort. Although the data point are suggesting that we are in the slightly over territory as far as Nifty is concerned. So there could be possibility of some amount of profit taking. So that cannot be ruled out, but that will again give a good opportunity to make a fresh long. So as far as positional target is concerned in the Nifty index, we are positive for 24,300 to 24,500 kind of levels on immediate basis from next, maybe probably from next week's point of view. The immediate support is placed at 23,800. So that should be the ideal stop loss for the longs in the spot levels. And one can stay put keeping a stop loss below 23,800. Comparatively, the structure for the Bank Nifty looks slightly on a weaker side. So for the second consecutive session, Bank Nifty is underperforming compared to the Nifty index. So structure-wise, I would rather wait for some more decline in the Bank Nifty before initiating any fresh long. In fact, at current level, the structure is slightly on a negative side. For 52,300 to 52,000 can be tested on the lower side. So we are quite a bit of bullish on sector-specific and stock-specific. On index front, we are slightly cautious.
Right. Did I just hear it rightly, Nilesh? You were on a holiday?
Yes, couple of days I took off.
बुल मार्केट में निश्चल जी ने छुट्टी दे दी?
No, that was a long extended weekend, not in last 2-3 days. So I was very much there in last 3 days rally, but it was Monday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So that kind of extended weekend I took. So bull market में तो
fair point. I'm just pulling your leg.
तो cancel कर देते हैं.
Absolutely. I'm just pulling your leg. Sakshi and I haven't had a holiday for so long. Ever since this bull market started, we are here every day in the morning. But if your boss is, giving you holidays, then our compliments to you. And we look forward to once in a while having you in Delhi. Please visit us, and then we'll do these lovely shows from the office itself. Good momentum and good market breadth in front of us. 1371 stocks in the green compared with 925 in the red. And Sakshi, dhamal mach raha hai bazaar mein. Nifty mid cap index at a record high, 55,767, 0.6% higher. Small cap index is up almost a 1%, 18,333. Fresh sign of hope, a bull curve coming back into the Nifty PSU banking basket, up 1% today, 73.83. The PSE stocks via the index, the Nifty CPSC index are doing pretty well. And of course, piecemeal, the financialization of assets theme. You marked 360 WAM in the morning. Yeah. Look at how IIFL wealth is moving, 7.5% higher, 516. Again, some brokerage stocks are doing well, and all of them are led by CDSL, 17% higher, a stock split awaiting long-term shareholders, and it's been a very rewarding experience. IT is doing well. Look at Coforge, 1.1% higher, 5500. This is a stock that Sharad Avastiji, who comes regularly on our shows, has suggested for the long term. Coming to you, sir, what do you like in the IT space?
Right. So the Nifty IT index, in fact, if you look at this particular sector, which is trading well above its 200-day exponential moving average as well as 50-day moving average. So the Nifty IT index looks strong, and from here we expect further upside move towards 36,600 to 37,000. So we were quite a bit of bullish on mid cap and small cap ITs since past couple of weeks. Now the focus has shifted towards large caps as well. So counters like Infosys, where we are witnessing a good rounding bottom formation, and the next resistance comes around 1620. So from current level, one can go long for the upside target of 1620, keep a stop loss below 1545. Apart from that, counters like TCS, there's the another stock where we have seen an inverse HNS pattern breakout at 3850. So that should be the long position for the longs, and upside may extend towards 4020 to 4100. So these are the couple of stock ideas from the large cap space where we are bullish, and within mid cap and small cap ITs, counters like Coforge, that is also looking positive for 5600 plus kind of target. So yes, the overall as a IT pack as a whole, we are slightly bullish for upside move to continue towards 2 to 4%.
Okay, got that. Well, Nilesh, how are you looking at the buzz within the tire space? It was JK Tire in the morning, went on to Apollo Tire and SEAT now. How are you looking at this entire space, and where would you keep your focus in?
So the entire tire space is looking positive, and within this space, we have our conviction with Apollo Tire. Today, if you look at this particular stocks derivatives data setup, 7% fresh OI addition can be seen. So good long buildup is happening here, and we have already witnessed a good breakout from the 500 levels, and we also covered these stocks earlier as well. So it's a classic descending triangle formation breakout that has come at 500 kind of levels. So the target for this particular pattern comes around 570 to 600, and the targets are still intact. So any meaningful correction can be used as a buying opportunity. Keep a stop loss below 520. And in fact, at current level as well, it's a good long, and immediate target comes around 565 to 570. Positional target comes around 600 plus. And within this space, another stock that is JK Tire here as well, we are witnessing a good consolidation breakout. So a follow-up move can be seen here as well. But since it's already up close to 10%, so risk and reward is not favorable. Better wait for some correction here as well. And upside may extend towards 450 to 460.
That's the tire space for you. Let's go back to the top performer on the Nifty, Reliance Industries. It's 2.7% higher at 3143 odd levels. Continuous momentum being generated. In fact, the market cap of Reliance Industries has crossed 21 lakh crore rupees mark as well. Nilesh, Reliance Industries for you. How are you approaching this stock, and what are you advising clients?
So just as a part of disclaimer, we have coverage on this particular counter, technical as well as the fundamental front for upside target of 3200 plus. And technically, if you look at this particular counter, has given a good breakout from its 3 months consolidation. So there was a sideways action for 3 months in the range of 3020 to 2820. So that was kind of a 200 point trading range for the Reliance Industries, and it has already given a good breakout a couple of sessions back. So upside still open for 3200 to 3250, and it's a good portfolio stock at current level as well. It's advisable to buy in a staggered manner and keep a stop loss below 3050. Immediate target comes around 3200 and post target comes around 3300.
Right. Sakshi, I think there's a comeback that's happening on fertilizer stocks. Remember, they had risen up very sharply in the week before, and then you had a bout of profit booking after that GST meeting, which sort of pushed the proposed cut in GST on fertilizer stocks towards a council of ministers. GNFC is up 5.5%. Signs of life on RCF 4.5% higher at 193. Chambal Fertilizers has started to click. and that was one of the most favorite fundamentally strong stocks, as well as highly high beta counter, helping traders. Nilesh ji, your view on Chambal?
So yes, this counter, I think it's making an attempt to witness a strong pullback, and data here as well are quite attractive. 11% POI addition in today's trading session. So I think it can be a short-term base formation here for this particular counter. We have already witnessed a good correction from the levels of almost 560 to 565, and this retracement, in fact, is giving a good opportunity to go long, keep a stop loss below 498. So the risk and reward is also favorable here, and the upside may extend further towards 520 to 535. And within this space, another stock that is also looking positive is RCF. So RCF, after a decline, after a recent correction that we saw in last 4-5 sessions, it has taken a good support near about 184, 185 kind of levels. So that should be the stop loss for the longs, and this pullback may extend further towards 200 to 210.
Right. Sakshi, the last 5-minute candle on RCF has given a volume of almost 8.5, 9 lakh shares. So it's a nice blowout that is coming in price. So within the PSU basket of 78 stocks, ladies and gentlemen, that we track, GNFC is the top gainer, 5% higher. RCF, which is there on the screen, up 4.5% in the gains. National Fertilizers is at 131, 3% higher. And in the first 10 stocks in terms of gains, you have 4 fertilizer stocks within the PSU basket that are doing pretty well. Another stock that's started to moving with trend is Aurobindo Pharma at 12.12. Aurobindo Pharma is about 2.5% higher. Remember, this is also a high beta counter. Nilesh ji, what is Aurobindo Pharma's chart talking to you about?
So within Pharma Pack, this particular counter is slightly underperforming compared to the other pharma stocks. But although looking at the today's move, it is negating the formation of lower highs and lower lows. So it has already taken off yesterday's high. This could be a sort of a pullback, and it should be taken as a pullback only, and which may extend further towards 1240 to 1250. It's not a trend reversal as of now, but yes, indicating this pullback to continue further. So 1200 should be the stop loss on the closing basis, and those who are already holding the longs can stay put, keeping stop loss below 1200 on the closing basis. Upside may extend towards 1240 to 1250. But within this space, the stock that we are liking is Lupin. So if you look at the structure of Lupin, 2.5% fresh OI addition, good long build up, and also interestingly, it was trading in a sideways pattern where the lower side the support is at 1550. So from 1550 levels, it is likely to it has already witnessed a good reversal. It is likely to test 1700 on the upside. So another 4%, 5% kind of a move can be seen in Lupin. So one can probably go long in Lupin.
Okay, got that. So that's as far as the pharma space and Lupin views are also concerned. But we also have our colleague Asim now with us, and he has something as far as the entire railway space is concerned. Remember, over the last few days, he's been talking about a lot of companies within the railways pack that have been on a move, and today he has some update on Texmaco Rail. Again, the stock is up and about 4% higher in trade, 246 odd levels. Asim, what do you have, and why is the stock up, and what are the analysts really saying about this?
Thanks, Sakshi. So the Texmaco Rail and Engineering shares have gained over 14% in the last 2 sessions, and during these 2 sessions they have hit a record high. The stock rose nearly 6% to rupees 252.45 today. Primarily, the rally in this railway stock and the other railway sector stocks has been due to the hopes of increased expenditure in the infra sector by the government in the upcoming budget. So almost all the railway sector stocks have been hitting record highs on a daily basis. In the current session today, 6.85 lakh shares of the firm changed hands, amounting to a turnover of rupees 17 crore, and the market cap of this company stood at 9,850 crore. The stock fell to a 52-week low of rupees 74 on July 4, 2023. This is a high beta stock. It has a high beta of 1.4. It indicates that it has very high volatility in a year. In terms of technical, the stock is trading in the overbought zone. Its RSI lies above 70. It means it has more buyers than sellers on the bourses in the current session. The Texmaco Rail shares also trade above all the short-term and long-term moving averages. The company is primarily engaged in the business of manufacturing railway wagons, coaches and locomotives. Back to you, Sakshi.
Thanks, Aseem, for that update. Let's get in Nilesh's word as far as the railway space is also concerned. We are seeing a slew of moves come back into some of the stocks of late. Nilesh, how are you looking at the railway pack? Should these dips be used to get into some of these stocks or stay away now?
Absolutely, Sakshi. I think any dip can be used as a buying opportunity because the major undertone looks slightly on a positive side. Now, Texmaco Rail, the stock that was just discussed right now, a very good setup can be seen here as well. The stock has broken off from its crucial resistance of 230, and that will likely to act as immediate support now. The upside target of this particular pattern breakout that comes around somewhere around 275 to 280. So there's the position target for TexRail. One can go long at current level. Keep a stop loss below the breakout zone, which was at which is placed at 230. So that should be the stop loss for the long. And within this space, there are a couple of stocks that we are liking. RBNL, Railtail. These are the other stocks that are also showing strength and look positive on the chart. So for Railtail, the stop loss is somewhere around 460. Upside may extend towards 480 to 485.
Okay, got that. So that's as far as the railway space is concerned. Let's look at a whole host of stocks within this space. So Texmaco is of course leading the gains today. Railtel is up by 1.5%. Titagarh Rail is up by 1.3%. RVNL 0.5% increase. Ircon IRCTC also a bus with slight gains that are coming in on that space. So we'll continue to watch out for the railway space as well. The other space that has been gaining a lot of traction is of course the shipping space within the defense pack, Nilesh, and GE Shipping is the one that has been rallying in trade today. It was Mazagon Dock for last 2 days, GRSE before that, and Cochin Shipyard before that as well. So they have been taking turns and they've been actually rising quite a lot. How are you looking at the opportunities within this space?
See, this space as a whole is currently in the over territory. We have seen quite a bit of a good run up already. So counters like GRSE, Majgaon Dog, these stocks have witnessed a multi-bagger kind of return. So at current level, if somebody is looking to make a fresh entry, is not advisable since the risk and reward is not favorable for obvious reason. And if at all we see any dip below 2000 in GRSE, that may give an opportunity to make a fresh long. And the other way to trade these stocks is rather buy in a staggered manner, buying multiple tranches. All this particular sector as a whole looks positive. Within this space, counters like GE Shipping, GRSE, these two specific counters we are still bullish. As far as GE Shipping is concerned, this stock seems like giving a good breakout from a pennant kind of a pattern. So upside may extend further towards 1300 plus. Stop loss can be placed below 1200.
I'd just like to mark a couple of stocks within the railway space, Sakshi. We've just talked about Texmaco. Actually, the reason behind this rally is that both Titagarh and Jupiter Wagons, the two other railway coach makers, have surged dramatically. Our PCR will fire the long-term charts of Titagarh and JWL, which is Jupiter Wagons. Both have gone up 3x. It was TexRail that was lagging a bit, and that's the reason why you see this sharp uptick coming. 3.3x Titagarh Rail in 1 year. It was less than 500 rupees same time last year, and ditto for Jupiter Wagons. 300% rise, 700 today, and 1 year ago this was less than 225 rupees. Keep this in mind when you look at Titagarh, when you look at TexRail. And the TexRail 1 year chart will come right in front of you. it's not appreciated 3x. Ideally, all pairs should rise and fall together. That's how markets work, and it is a catch-up rally that you see happening in Tex Macro Rail. This may have more legs, but you have to consult your independent financial advisor. Now coming to a picture image that I have sent to Sakshi in our common group. This is CDSL. Huge amount of block deals that are happening repeatedly on CDSL. Already, the counter is up 19%. There is nothing much that we can do for that 1 percentage point, which may also happen. But I just wanted to mark this very, very sharp rise in volume. The value that you see today, somewhere in the vicinity of 1 second. Let me just point this out. 4,400 crores. Remember, just at the start of 2:30, this was 3,900 crores. So in less than 25 minutes, another 500 crores has been traded. And in terms of volume, 1 crore 95 lakh shares have been traded on CDSL. This is the highest since 26th of March, which that day 2 crore 14 lakh shares were traded. Now let us see, we still have half an hour left. There is no point taking a technical check, it's already up 19%. आज के लिए कुछ बचा नहीं, और अब जो मंडे को होगा वो मंडे को होगा. What else is buzzing in trade today? Sakshi, markets quietened down a bit, but what's really happening is that 24,000 seems to be protected. Now we are sort of inching towards 24,100, 24,080, 90, and that gives me hope that this week's closing, this month's closing will be above 24,000. In terms of strength, Nilesh ji, what would be the best Nifty stock on the long side? Not Reliance.
So,
you can't have Reliance. Please help us with some other names.
Right. So large caps are certainly on my radar, and Tata Motors is one particular counter. In fact, within auto space, this particular counter is outperforming today, and it has a reason as well. It has witnessed a good long consolidation and underperformance from past 3.5 months now. Now, looking at the reversal that we saw in last two sessions, I think it is likely to inch towards its previous all-time high mark of 1,050 plus. So that should be the upside potential for Tata Motors. One can keep a stop loss below 970, so that's today's low, and go long for immediate target of 1,030, and then 1,050 probably could be the next target. So yes, Tata Motors, this particular counter looks strong on the chart. And apart from that, one sector that has underperformed the most, that is paint stock. So within this paint stock, Asian Paint and Berger Paint, both the stocks are making an attempt for a strong reversal. So out of these two, Berger Paint looks positive for 520, 525 kind of a target. So this particular counter can be a BTST trade as well. Keep a stop loss below 497, and upside target could be 515 to 525.
Okay, so we'll keep an eye out on these particular stocks as well. How about the oil and gas space, and within that the gas stocks like MGL, IGL, Nilesh? How are you looking at these particular stocks? Some of them are buzzing even within the F&O space as well, and this sector is the top performing sector today. Of course, largely also led by Reliance Industries, but even these city gas distributors are doing very well today.
So this particular sector was also on my radar, specifically MGL. Reason not cover the stock is because of the spurt that we have already seen of close to 6.5%. So better wait for some dip towards 1580 to 1570. That can be a good entry point. The structure looks very strong. Reason being, the stock has broken out from its 4 months kind of consolidation and also given a good double bottom breakout. So upside from slightly positional point of view, the target comes around 1700 to 1800, and if at all, if it dips towards 1580, that can be a good entry point. Keep a stop loss below 1540 and go long for 1700 to 1800 kind of target.
Okay, Got that. Along with this, there are several other petchem names like Gulf Oil Lubricants that's doing very, well today, about 5.5% higher. You also have Tide Water Oil that's up by 5%. Some other stocks are also up and about. Manali Petchem, that one is doing good. Some of these stocks are actually up and about within the entire space, so we will continue to track that space also for you. Let me also get in one more stock from the F&O movers that's actually gaining, and that is footwear maker Bata. What are the charts of Bata really telling you? After a long haul, this stock is buzzing. Is there anything that suggests us a momentum that could be there for some more time?
Looks quite likely because the stock has taken off with a double top pattern that resistance was placed at 1500. Now looking at the today's close, if at all it closes above 1500 on the weekly closing basis, so that will be considered as a good close. And upside now seems like it has formed a short term bottom, and upside may extend towards 1550 to 1600. One can go long keeping stop loss below 1475, and upside target as mentioned 1550 could be the immediate target and 1600 plus could be the position target.
Fair point, ladies and gentlemen. 3 p.m. 3:03. We have 27 minutes left to wrap up what has been a fantastic rally that we've seen in the markets. Actually, let's spend some time on how the Nifty, the Bank Nifty, and of course the Sensex fared in the month of June. Remember, there was this major event, and the first 2 or 3 days of June was spent, thinking about. Remember, Sakshi, India VIX at 34.
Oh God.
How our lives were made miserable by that index. It just wouldn't let the Nifty rise, and then we had this very sharp. भगवान भला करे, मतलब बड़ा रुलाया, क्या पता है, लेकिन निफ्टी 7.5% higher, Sakshi, single month. Yes. And we had a blowout on I think that was June 3rd, Monday, a day before the actual voting results were released. And I'll request the PCI to fire a long-term Nifty chart, 1 month or so. And then we had that terrible voting day reaction, 21,231. It is like, it is like जैसे वो हिंदी पिक्चर में दिखाते हैं ना, जला दिया हो दिमाग में. And then so 21,231, and then there has been no looking back. Yeah, look at this dip, gajab. So in a single month, ladies and gentlemen, 21,000, 22,000, 23,000, and now 24,000. The last 1,000 has been the fastest rally, Sakshi, since 2021. So one must really appreciate how bulls have taken charge of the market. And what has also happened in the background is that foreign institutional investors who were net short on index futures even on June 3rd to the extent of 3,19,000 contracts, Sakshi, are now long 3,40,000 contracts. That's the reason for this fantastic rally that you've seen. A short position has swung to a long position of equal size, and that's the beauty, ladies and gentlemen. 79,000 on the Sensex, 53,000 on the Bank Nifty, and of course 24,000 on the Nifty itself. Nilesh ji, what a wonderful volatile ride we've had.
Absolutely. So one point that I just wanted to add on Nifty commentary, that the FII number that you have just mentioned, I completely agree with you. They were the last one to join this rally. They have started joining at almost at the peak. And if you look at the FII long in the index, yesterday's data shows that they are now long 82% from net long of 12%, 13% a month back. So the kind of participation that they have shown right now from past few weeks now, that is remarkable. And I think they have missed out most of the rally. DI have participated. I think that's a big thing for our Indian equity market.
Okay, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Nilesh, for being with us with those wise words and sharing such sensible insight to all our viewers as well. The Nifty has turned red, and you have a 23-point dip, albeit the 24,000 mark is still intact, and we hope it remains for the next 20 odd minutes, 22 odd minutes also. But let's actually see where is exactly this pressure building up from. I think it's the banks, the heroes of this week, and those that led the rally from the front, that contributed the Nifty to reach over 24,000 and new peaks. ICICI Bank is contributing 27 points to the downside, HDFC contributing 14 points, Bharti Airtel, there's a sell on news, so about 14 points kind of a decline, Axis Bank, Kotak Bank, TCS, Infosys, IndusInd Bank. So large part of banks which is leading to this sharp downtick within the overall banking space, and slight decline on the Nifty as well. But let's welcome our guest on the show. Now we have Ruchit Jain, lead research analyst at 5 Paisa, also joining in. Ruchit, what does this dip into the red after record highs really suggest to you on the Nifty? Are we done with the peak?
Yeah, hi, very good afternoon. Well, I think there's no doubt about the trend, that the broader trend still remains positive. But we are just in a situation where the positions from the FIs are now long heavy. Now, if you look at the FIs positions, at the start of the last series, especially during the elections result time, the long short ratio was just around 13%. 13% whenever the ratio goes below 15%, it indicates that the positions are short heavy. And what happens after short heavy positions, we have already seen. They cover their shorts and markets try to go at all-time highs. Now they have changed their view post-election results. Gradually, they covered their short positions, went long. And if you look at the start of the series, yesterday they have rolled long positions only. Now their long-short ratio is around 81%. Now any ratio above 80%, we consider this as a long heavy position. So what happens when the long heavy positions are there? The room to create fresh longs reduces. So when the room to create fresh longs reduces, there have to be some other participants who create fresh longs. Now, if I look at the client section data, where the retail as well as HNIs are there, last 1 week they have not been forming long positions. In fact, the long short ratio is around 33-34%, means more positions are on the short side. So I think because of this positioning, we are anticipating that there could be some correction within an uptrend, not a change of the trend, but just a dip within an uptrend. And once the positions get lightened up, these long heavy positions from FIs get lightened up, then I think we would see next leg of a move. So I think these are good levels where if you are a short-term trader, then you can consider booking at least partial profits, if not full, on your trading positions. Have some cash on hand, and when we get dip, it's a buy on dip market, and use any kind of declines as a buying opportunity. The support that we would look at on any kind of declines in Nifty would be around 23,800 to 850 range first.
Ladies and gentlemen, 3:10 p.m. The Nifty slipping a bit, 21 points lower at 24,022, and Ruchit has very wonderfully explained that there could be a correction in the offing, which may have started on Nifty Bank. Nevertheless, the mood and the underlying tenor of the market remains very strong, and for those who have missed the rally and are desperate to do something on the weekend, either calling up an old financial advisor, friend of theirs, or just cursing their luck, they should do one thing: start a simple SIP in an equity diversified fund. Don't put in lump sum money, and hold that SIP for month on month and month on month. Whatever are the market corrections, you will be averaging the market lower, and whatever are the market peaks, you will be enjoying that momentum. Please, ladies and gentlemen, spend more time in the market rather than timing the market. Anybody who times the market never makes money, but anybody who spends time in the market always makes money. Sakshi, today we had Devina Mehra in the morning show 10 a.m. onwards, and she was mentioning one thing that the long term valuation multiples of the Nifty are not in the oversold in the overbought zone, which essentially means that you may be seeing a record high in the market, but that essentially does not mean that the party is over. But the best way to play this party is to be in the party rather than go in and out and in and out and then make your life miserable and your bank account bathed in red. So it's always best to please participate in the market, remain invested, do a sip. With that background in mind, रुचित जी, अब ये बताइए जुलाई के लिए जो इतनी बढ़िया FNO एक्सपायरी शुरू हुई है, what are the counters that you think will outperform?
Yes, so the first day of the new series is very important to analyze के कहाँ पे long positions fresh बन रहे हैं. And what we have seen that one is the oil and gas sector is where fresh long formations are there today. Whether you take it Reliance, ONGC from the heavyweights or stocks such as MGL, GAIL, which was there. So I think even IGL to an extent we have seen a good breakout today. So I think oil and gases would be one sector where we can expect a good outperformance in the July series. So if one has to take an exposure from a bit short-term perspective, then I think one can look for stocks from within the sector. I'll just add one more name, Petronet, to the list, because all these stocks have seen a price up move with good OI increase. The volumes in the cash segment are good. So my focus as of now is on the oil and gas space, where today's action seems quite bullish.
Okay, got that. So today's action seems quite bullish. Afternoon, Rujit, and I also wanted to understand from you, how are you really approaching the pharma space? We are looking at some momentum built up in the sector. It's a % higher after a long haul, and Dr. Reddy's is leading the gains. But is this going to be sustainable? Because pharma has largely been a very, very volatile and not a very sustainable trend. Where are you keeping your focus, if at all?
Well, still, I think pharma is quite interesting place to be in if you are looking for fresh buying as well. If I just look at the Nifty Pharma Index, then this index was consolidating within a narrow range since the month of March till early half of June during the elections time, where we witnessed a breakout of a consolidation phase where 19,400 was acting as a resistance. We broke above that, and what we have seen that after that breakout, last few trading sessions, the index is not going below 19,400. So this indicates that the earlier resistance which was there, 19,400, is acting as a support now. So till this index is trading above 19,400 from a very short-term perspective, I think the risk-reward ratio is favorable to take some long positions within the pharma names. Dr. Reddy stock specific, if we talk about last 2 days, price up move supported by very good volumes, but here the stock has already seen a rally. So in case if we get any dip over there one can look out. Apart from that, amongst the heavyweights, I think Sun Pharma is where the risk-reward ratio is quite favorable after the corrective phase. The stock made a high of around 1620 in the month of April. After that 1620 high, prices have went through a corrective phase. Even post the last quarterly results, we saw that the results were good. Still, the stock did not see any kind of significant run-up. And now the stock has seen a consolidation phase. So price-wise correction is done. Stock is going through a time-wise correction, and usually time-wise corrections are good opportunities to accumulate the stock. So I think within the pharma names, the risk-reward ratio is favorable to form fresh longs. Dr. Reddy will wait for some dip because the stock has already rallied in last 2 days. Should be on your watch list. But Sun Pharma, even at current levels, I think it's a good buy.
Okay, viewers, the markets are at the day's low point. The Nifty, the Sensex and the Nifty Bank, with the Nifty Bank down about 1%. That's the weakest of the major indices at this point in time. And from higher levels, we have seen a profit booking. Even 24,000 is breached on the downside. So we have 23,990, about a 55 point of a cut. But no worries. After 4 days of continuous move on the upside and record runs being seen, slight profit booking is always welcome for the markets. Let's see how much more does it have to go from here before it comes back. Rujit, any sign of a weakening trend emerging, or do you think this is a dip which will be certainly bought like we have seen in the recent past always?
Yeah, so it's not a change of the trend. I think just as we told, because of the positioning is such that there is lesser room for fresh long formations until we see those positions getting lightened up. So that's what we call it as a profit booking. So there might be some profit booking which could lead to some correction within an uptrend, but certainly not a change of trend.
Okay. So, where exactly, Ruchit, would you advise profit booking to all your viewers at this after this recent brilliant run up? Is it wise enough to take some profit off the table with this first sign of a dip that's coming in?
Yes, I think this is a good time where some profit should be taken off the table. And once you have cash in hand, then whenever the dip comes, then I think there would be good opportunities to re-enter into the market. Not for a long-term investment, but this just for a trading perspective. I think if you are having decent profits, then in sectors such as banking is there, or some mid caps and the small cap names are there. I think not fully, but partial profit booking should be done.
Sakshi, the other thing that has happened is, and again I'll request the PCR to fire a long-term chart of the Nifty and the Bank Nifty. Both these indices are way above even their shortest moving average, 9-day exponential moving average, or maybe 5-day even. So what the index is barely doing is again coming back closer to that average and then tuck upper. And that is the history that has repeated itself for weeks, days and months, sometime around 21 EMA, sometime around 10 EMA, now 5 and 7. As the rise goes steeper and steeper, the main index or the instrument moves away from its short-term moving averages and then pauses. Either there is a time correction sideways or there is a price correction downwards, and then it comes closer to the average and then goes up. So nothing at all to be worried about as far as prices are concerned on the Nifty. Yes, profit booking is essential because we need newer and younger players and people with more money to come into the market, and those who have enjoyed this fantastic rally from 21,231 till 24,080 need a chance to book some money and party like mad. There is 2 reasons to party. Australia and England have been defeated this week. Tomorrow is the turn of South Africa, so people are taking out money to sort of pay for that bill. Actually, nothing to be worried about. All corrections are good and healthy, and they welcome in newer players, and they look at rising further. CDSL is up 20%. As I had said, we are not taking any technical calls on that one because 20 is the max you can go to, and the size of the block deals again is fabulous. Let's look at what's the total turnover on CDSL. Can I see it somewhere here quickly? No, I'll have to look at some other software. Just a moment please. Let's see what CDL is doing. The last we checked was 4,500 and now it's about 4,900 crore rupees. Well, that's a fresh record, Sakshi. The volume picture is now above 2 crores 15 lakh shares. रुचित जी 20% ऊपर CDSL कुछ करें या दूर रहें?
Already upper circuit में तो there is nothing you can do except selling your existing positions, which is not advisable, right? So क्योंकि trend इतना strong है, volumes you can see आज के जो volumes है daily average के comparatively में कई गुना volumes है, so I think the trend आगे और continue रहेगा. So if you are holding the positions, I think ऐसे stocks में better है कि ये trend को ride करे rather than profit booking.
Right. This is the advice that I was hoping would come from you. Very sensible one. Record high 2407. Blowout in volumes. The volume number that I have mentioned is 39 times the 5-day average. Please, if you have the counter, do not exit. Better days are ahead, and the counter is headed for a stock split. Only the ratio is not known, but moving fairly strongly. Sakshi, 10% on JK Tyre, 433. You were tracking tire stocks, yours.
Absolutely. Ruchit, which one of the three counters would you be throwing your weight behind? Apollo Tyres, JK Tyres, CAT, all three of them up and about in trade?
Yeah, so all three have seen price up moves with very high volumes today, and we have seen a decent amount of corrective or consolidation phase in the recent past in the CI in the tire names. So I think this could be a start of a momentum. Apollo tires followed by JK tires. I think these two would be preferred. Even CI trend is positive, but it's a bit of a high beta name. The stop losses would be very deep if we look at for creating fresh longs. But yes, Apollo and no JK tire. No, I think in case if we get some dip today, it's already up by JK is also up by 10%. So marginal dip if we get along with the market, these two should be on the watch list to create longs on dips.
Okay, got that. We will continue to track the tire space also for you. In the meanwhile, we'll also look at the IT space is something that I wanted to discuss with you, Rujit. We were abuzz with some gains over the last few days. Stocks like Infi, TCS, LTI, Mindtree, Tech Mahindra, they were contributing from the front. So how about the stocks now? There is again a lot of choppiness that's come in within the IT pack. How are you approaching this?
So I think the price-wise corrective phase has been done. We have seen a long underperformance in the IT names as well. And in last 1 or 2 weeks, what we are observing that those stocks which have seen underperformance in last 2 quarters, or where the risk-reward ratio in such stocks are favorable, good amount of buying interest has been seen there. You take it private sector banks initially, then heavyweights such as Reliance Industries. Compare the returns of these heavyweights, compared to the broader market since last 2 quarters, then they have not moved yet, even if you add IT to the names. So what has happened that after this underperformance, the risk reward ratio has become more favorable in these names compared to the broader markets. And I think that's where if fresh investment or fresh money comes in, and then they would chase these names rather than going with the stocks which have already seen a rally. We have result season ahead. After some days, the quarterly results will start, and I think IT, being the some of the heavyweights who usually starts the results, I think good momentum would be seen on the announcement of the results. But for now, structure indicates that the worst is behind. There could be stock specific moves ahead depending on which company comes out with how are the numbers and the guidance. But yes, the downside seems to be very limited here on. So if you are a bit mid-term investor where you do not worry about the short-term volatility, I think these are good times to start buying either IT through ETFs.
Good time to start investing in IT through ETFs. We'll continue to track that as well. The PSU stocks, Ruchit, how are you looking at this space? Completely steady, about 0.75% higher in trade. Steel Authority, of course, oil and gas we've already discussed, NHPC, Coal India, BHEL, Power Financiers. These are the kind of stocks that are continuing to buzz. What looks positive within the PSUs?
So then I would go with very stock specific approach within the PSU names. I'll just share what has happened with Nifty PSE index, right? So PSE index comprises of most of the all the PSU names. So Nifty PSE index on 3rd of June, when just a day before that election's actual outcome, when markets reacted very positively, 1 day before the election's outcome, Nifty PSE index had made a high for 11,350. It corrected along with the broader markets. We have seen a good recovery in the entire market. Bank Nifty has made a new all-time high. Nifty has made a new all-time high. Many other indices made a new all-time high. But the high which was there around 11,350 on the Nifty PSE index, right now the index is still trading around 10,700. So it shows that the relatively this index has not managed to show that kind of rally which many other sectors or indices have shown, which indicates that the index is going through some time-wise corrective phase now. So it's not a price-wise any correction, but some consolidation is there on the card. So I think many of the PSU names could see such type of consolidation. Oil and gas space, I think I would prefer if I have to pick anything from the PSU names. We have already discussed stocks such as MGL, IGL, ONGC. I think this is one space where if one has to look for fresh buying from the PSU space, then one can look out.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, 4 minutes left as far as markets are concerned, and a bit of a red tick on the Bank Nifty, especially 52,320, down about 490 points. we just might be able to hold above 24,000 on the Nifty, although we are down 37 points. But beyond the market, beyond the main indices, the party is almost endless, and it continues unabated in stocks such as Cholamandalam Holding, 1453, 13% higher. We've repeatedly marked stocks in the tire space. CEAT is up 7.6%, almost 2800 for you. These I'm marking with the ones that have very, very heavy volumes. So it essentially means that fresh money is coming into it. And let's look at BEL. It just informs exchanges it's won a new order worth 3,172 crore rupees. While time is less, let's take a very, very quick view from Ruchit on BEL. Shouting out from rooftops of the order inflow, Ruchit, on BEL. What is the chart telling you?
The chart sector is quite bullish. So last few trading sessions, we have seen some consolidation, but entire consolidation is above its 20-day exponential moving average, which has not been broken. 296 is that average. So till the stock is trading above the 296 mark, there's no doubt about the trend. The broader trend still remains on the positive side.
Okay, that's the point that's coming in. Let's do just a detour into the markets. Let's look at what caused the Nifty to move in this direction as far as the prices are concerned. Again, just a mild rap on the knuckles as far as the markets are concerned, and sort of helping the Nifty move on its way up today were Reliance contributing 59 points on the green side, Tata Motors contributing 8 points, 1.7% higher, ONGC in the green at 274.60, contributing 7, Dr. Reddy's and Sun Pharma 5 each. Now what pulled the Nifty lower? It was banks. All 4 of them are culprits, and to some extent even Bharti Airtel, but we will not be concerned at all. This is profit booking, this is money being taken away. 38 points in the negative because of ICICI Bank, 20 points because of Bharti. Axis, HDFC and Kotak have contributed 16, 14 and 10 points for Nifty to end about 36 points lower, 24,010. Sakshi.
Okay, got that. Seems like just a minute to go, and we may just have that luck of having that 24,000 on the closing level on the Nifty. 33 points down, 52,315 for the Nifty Bank as well. That's a 500-point cut. That's the one that is weakening, but the Nifty is still about 0.1% lower in trade. Well, thanks a lot, Ruchit, for being with us on this edition and sharing all those thoughts and ideas for all our viewers too. Meanwhile, viewers, we will just highlight that across areas in Maharashtra, the government has cut the VAT on petrol and diesel. So there seems to be a move towards uniformity in tax on petrol and diesel across the state now. This seems to be important. The tax on diesel is reduced from 24% to 21%. Also, the tax on petrol is reduced from 26% to 25% per litre. This could be a relief to the common citizens as well as both industry and trade. And this is due to this proposal. The price of petrol in municipal areas of Thane, Brihan Mumbai and Navi Mumbai could be cheaper by approximately 65 paise per litre, and that of diesel by approximately 2.07 rupees per litre as well. And remember, there are the state elections that are due in Maharashtra, and this is a step which has been taken just before that as well. In fact, Shell, you have a BEL move that you wanted to suggest?
No, nothing. I just wanted to mention that, we just got news that 3,172 crores worth of order has come in, and just immediately the stock prices started to move. And Monday we will be keeping an eye out on BEL. That's it, Sakshi. That's the only point I wanted to make.
Okay, wonderful. So we'll keep an eye out on both the oil and gas space as well as the defense space that continues to be a buzz with all the order flow that is continuing. So remember, we were talking about GE Shipping today, Mazagon Dock before, and Cochin Shipyard before. It could be just BEL now that will be in focus on Monday as well. So the defense news is a buzz. With that, viewers, we will wrap it up at that. The markets have shut shop over 24,000, 35 points lower in trade. However, after those 4 days of a massive run-up, this is the end of the June month as well as the first half of the calendar year as well. But we have had a spectacular run-up and a 7.5% kind of move for this month, which has been again amazing too. What we'll do, viewers, is we'll wrap it up at that. Thanks from both Shell and me, but do stay tuned as Business Today will continue to bring you all the action from the other side. PSU banks are taking a flight, 1.7% higher for this index now. PNB is up by over 4%, leading from the front. Canara Bank, Central Bank of India, UCO Bank, Bank of India, no stopping.